Assalamualaikum. Have you ever caught yourself wanting attention after divorce? Not because you love the woman, but because somewhere inside you stopped feeling valuable. That question stings because most men will never admit this out loud. By the end of this video, you will understand why loneliness and lust are not the same battle and how to protect your iman without becoming emotionally dependent or spiritually weak. And I want to talk to you honestly about something many divorced Muslim men struggle with quietly: the validation trap. This video is for the man who is functioning on the outside but carrying noise inside. You go to work, you handle responsibilities, you smile, but sometimes when you are alone, the mind gets loud. And I know this too well. Not because I am some ustaz, not because I have life fully figured out, but because I have wrestled with parts of this myself. And maybe that is why I want to talk to you directly, because sometimes we do not need another lecture. We need honesty. After divorce, I realized something uncomfortable. I was not only grieving the marriage, I was grieving who I thought I was. And that identity confusion can make a man reach for strange medicine. Not overnight, not in some dramatic movie scene. Most of the time, it's quietly and slowly. I started wanting people to see me differently. Or maybe just see me. So the image became important. The leather jacket, the expensive perfumes, trying to look composed, cool, trying to project that everything was fine. And maybe you understand this, because sometimes a man is not flexing because he is arrogant. Sometimes he is hurting. I started talking about myself more, trying to show value, trying to prove I still mattered. And if I am being honest with you, there was another layer too. Female attention. Not because I wanted chaos, not because I woke up wanting to destroy my faith. No. It was subtle, very subtle. I was yearning for conversations, friendships, emotional sharing, and this is where I need you to listen carefully. Because many divorced men do not chase women first. They chase validation, and women become the mirror they use to check their worth. That is a dangerous place to stand, because loneliness and lust are not the same thing. Most men confuse them. For example, loneliness says, I miss companionship, I miss being cared for, I miss feeling wanted. Lust says, I need stimulation, I need escape, I need relief. Yes, it's a different disease, and that means you need different medicine. But I mix them together, so maybe you are too. So those conversations continued. Nothing dramatic, nothing I am here to expose you. That stays between me and Allah. But emotionally, the lines became blurry. This is how the heart gets pulled quietly. Not always through physical doors, sometimes through emotional ones. You tell yourself, we are just talking, it is harmless, or I am only being friendly. But underneath, you are fishing. Fishing for softness, fishing for reassurance, fishing for proof that you still matter. And here is the painful truth. Attention feels good for a while, but validation is emotional sugar. A quick high, fast dopamine, Because after the conversation ends, after the quick fix settles, after the phone goes silent, you still have to sit with yourself. And that was the part that hit me. Not immediately. Gradually, I started asking myself difficult questions. Not emotional drama. Just honest questions like, what am I doing here? Would Allah be pleased with where this is going? If I keep feeding this, where does this road going to end? And maybe that question is for you too. Because fear can be mercy sometimes. Not panic, not despair, but healthy fear. Fear of disappointing Allah. Fear of becoming someone you do not recognize. And fear of quietly drifting. I want to be very honest here. My change to be a better person was not overnight. I did not suddenly become disciplined and spiritually enlightened. No, it took months, years, full of reflections, corrections, returning, and trying again. Because rebuilding is usually gradual, and this is where I learned something that changed how I see desire. You do not protect Iman by pretending you have no desire. You protect Iman by building a life where desire has less power over you. That changed everything for me, because most men do not struggle after Fajr prayers. They struggle tired, alone, late at night, emotionally exposed and vulnerable. That is not weakness. That is vulnerability without structure. So I started learning the importance of creating systems. Meaning no private war with the devil at night. Putting the phone away from bed and switching it off. Taking wudu. Sleeping early. Protecting the environment. Because your Iman is protected by 3 gates. Your pair of eyes, environment, and emptiness. Guard your eyes. Clean your environment from any potential trigger. And do not live your life empty and aimless. Because when the heart feels empty, many things such as lust volunteers to become comfort. And let me say this too. Going to gym or going for a run outdoor helps. Absolutely. You can even take a walk at the park. Just sweat it out a bit, a lot, up to you. But also remember to train consistently and hard. But all this is not medicine. Muscles do not automatically heal the heart. You need the full structure. Body, that's one. Then you need your heart, your mind, your soul, your brotherhood. When those 5 areas are active, temptation loses power. Not disappear, but become manageable. And this is probably the biggest lesson I learned. You do not need female attention to rebuild confidence. You need self-respect, purpose, closeness to Allah. Because when a man respects himself, he stops begging emotionally. He stops leaking pain into grey zone relationships, and he stops outsourcing his worth. And you may ask, what if you sleep and do the same mistakes? Return quickly to Allah. No drama, no self-hatred, no collapse. Make repentance. Remove any triggers around you and learn. Continue walking forward. A believer is not someone who never struggles. A believer becomes fast at returning. So, let us bring this home. If you are going through a divorce, divorced, already going through another divorce, Hear me. You are not weak for feeling these things, but you are responsible for leading them. Do not treat loneliness with attention. Do not confuse validation with healing. Protect your nights. Protect your eyes. Build structure and systems. And remember, desire may identify attraction, but wisdom must lead your life. And if this conversation feels personal, I made something for men rebuilding after heartbreak and divorce. The Muslim Man Rebuild Playbook. It is in the description below. This is not motivation or any fantasy. It's just structure, clarity, and grounded rebuilding. Click on the link and download it. Take what helps. If this resonated with you, subscribe to the channel, because this space is for Muslim men who are serious about rebuilding with dignity. And tell me below, have you ever confused validation with healing? Agree or disagree? I read the comments. Take care of your heart and return to Allah often.